one elderly widow, a frozen fortress in the sky, and a forest surrounding her that is about to turn deadly. In the heart of Yakutia, where winter is not a season but a permanent ruler, survival isn't a skill, it's a war you fight every single day. And tonight, that war is coming directly to her doorstep. High above the silent white world, perched on enormous wooden stilt shaped from ancient large trees, lives the last guardian of the snow sheep. A woman who has spent 40 years protecting these rare creatures from bitter cold and the predators that roam the shadows. She wakes before dawn, as she always has, her breath fogging the air inside her treehouse fortress. She pushes aside the heavy fur curtain and looks out from her balcony. The frost bites her cheeks. The silence is deeper than usual. Too deep. Something is wrong. She steps down the wooden stairs inside the fortress, checking every corner. The fire pit, the water barrels, the racks of dried meat. Everything is in its place. But still, her bones tell the forest is changing. She opens her wooden cabinet. Inside are her tools. Handmade traps, coils of rope, carved hooks, and a horn that once belonged to her husband. She rests her hand on it for a moment. A memory flashes. Her husband teaching her how to blow it correctly, how the sheep respond instantly to its deep tone. But the memory fades as quickly as it came. She ties her braid tighter. She steps outside. She begins preparing for war. The wind picks up, carrying a scent only an experienced hunter could recognize. A scent of too many predators moving at once. She narrows her eyes. Without hesitation, she blows the horn. Deep, ancient, powerful. The sound echoes across the icy valley like thunder. The snow sheep grazing far below lift their heads instantly. They know. They run. The flock rushes across the snow, hooves pounding, forming a white river flowing toward the ramps leading up to the fortress. The widow moves fast, lowering the wooden drawbridge, guiding them with gestures learned over a lifetime. One by one, the sheep climb to safety. But then, the horizon shifts. The trees begin to ripple, not from wind, from movement. The widow leans forward, eyes squinting at the horizon, and then everything turns black. Not shadows, not nightfall, but fur. A massive super pack, hundreds of wolves, emerges from the tree line like a living storm. This is no ordinary pack. This is what happens when multiple packs merge during harsh winters. Driven by hunger, led by desperation, she pulls the ladder up instantly. The fortress seals shut. Hundreds of glowing eyes stare up at her. The air fills with snarls, growls, hunger. The siege begins. The wolves circle below, pacing like soldiers preparing to breach a fortress. The alpha steps forward, a massive silver beast with scars running down its muzzle. It snarls up at her, and the rest explode into motion. They charge the tree, biting, clawing, throwing their full weight against it. The entire structure trembles. Inside, the sheep panic. She steadies them, whispering in her old Yakut tongue. Easy now. I'm here. Then she moves into position. She pulls a wooden lever. A massive set of logs, sharpened and heavy, swing down like pendulums. Whoosh, boom. The impact shakes the ground. Several wolves are thrown back, but they don't retreat. They reorganize. The alpha pushes them forward again. She pulls another rope. Another trap releases. And another. She built this place with her own hands, with knowledge her husband once passed to her. The wolves keep coming. The widow lifts a heavy bucket of water and pours it slowly over the edge. The freezing Yakutian air turns it into instant ice the moment it hits the ground. She throws down massive blocks of ice she stored for winter, a weapon that crashes like falling boulders. The wolves scatter, regroup, attack again. Wave after wave. The treehouse groans under the pressure. Snow shakes loose from its beams. Ropes strain. Still, it stands. Hours pass. The moon rises. The cold deepens. The wolves retreat into the trees for a moment, not defeated, but recovering. Inside the fortress, she gives the sheep water. She strokes the oldest one gently. This one was born the day her husband died. It has been her companion for years. As she sits beside it, exhaustion creeps in. Her eyes grow heavy. But then, a sound, a distant howl, and then another, and another. The second wave is coming. Unlike typical packs, the super pack has strategy. The wolves split into groups. Some attack the base. Some try to climb the supporting roots. Others leap at the lower beams, using snowdrifts as launch platforms. The treehouse shakes violently, more violently than before. The widow steadies herself. She knows this is a critical moment. If she panics, she loses everything. If she hesitates, the sheep die, and she dies with them. She grabs her last weapon, a giant counterweight she designed years ago, a wooden beam tied to thick ropes at the top. She cuts the rope. Thunder. The entire forest floor shakes as the weight slams down, sending a shockwave through the snow. The wolves retreat again, this time injured, confused, desperate. The first blue light of morning touches the horizon. The wolves gather one last time. The alpha stands tall, breath misting like smoke. It looks up, and for a moment, there's recognition between hunter and protector, two warriors in an ancient war. The alpha gives a final howl, a call of surrender. The super pack turns. Slowly, weakly, defeated, they disappear into the forest. The widow steps onto the balcony. The snow below is churned, smashed, cracked, a battlefield frozen in time. She gathers her tools, reinforces the traps, repairs the ropes, checks every beam of a fortress. Then she releases the flock. The sheep walk out into the golden morning sun, unharmed, warm, alive. She watches them with pride. In this unforgiving land, she once again proved that wit and courage are stronger than tooth and claw. That one woman, armed with knowledge and grit, can stand against the wild. Could you survive a night in this Yakutia sky fortress? Tell me in the comments below. If you love this incredible survival story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more epic nature battles. Stay wild, stay brave, and remember, every sunrise in Yakutia is earned.